Hello beautiful people, it's Sindafam. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be checking this video, and it's titled Meghan Markle's father slapped with his own daughter's hypocrisy on his 80th birthday. Wow, interesting. So today we're going to be checking this video to hear what they've got to say. Let's check it out.
As he turns 80 next month, Thomas Markle gives a moving interview to the Mail newspaper saying, "I've never been one for birthdays, but I know the one person I most want to hear from, Meghan, will not be in touch. I'd love to meet my grandchildren," he said, "but I'd be happy with a photograph at this stage." Mr. Markle became estranged from his youngest daughter, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, in 2018 when he was unable to walk her down the aisle for her marriage to Prince Harry after he suffered 2 heart attacks on the eve of their wedding. The couple have not spoken to him since. Mr. Markle has never met his grandchildren, Archie and Lilibet. Speaking from his home in Rosarito, Mexico, just 250 miles from the Sussex's 16-bathroom home in Montecito, California, he remains puzzled that he's never met his son-in-law, asking the paper, "Why didn't Harry ever come to meet me?" Well, for reaction to this sad story, I'm delighted to welcome US political and royal commentator Hilary Fordwich. Hilary, excellent to see you again. Your reaction to this very sad story?
Well, you're absolutely right, Mark. Pleasure to be back with you. It is a frightfully sad story. He also added that he never thought that he'd have something in common with the king. And of course, the king doesn't know his grandchildren either. And I think that's a very sad state of affairs.
Yeah.
What's very important, the important thread here, though, is the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy of Meghan Markle claiming to care about people and all the tours they go on where they have empathy for people, and yet her very own father. And also, Mark, it really happened so fast. In 2016, she posted on Instagram that her daddy was the greatest in the world. And the other thing is that she claimed that she had made everything herself and she came from a very poor family. Actually, she had a very privileged childhood, being sent to private schools in California. And of course, her father, he was the one who set her off on her career in Hollywood. It wasn't all done by herself.
Most definitely. Now,
So before checking this, there was a comment somebody left in one of the videos or one of my videos, and it was really interesting. I had to go through it. It was quite lengthy though, but it was really interesting because he spoke out, and I was like, well, after going through it, I said to myself, okay, exactly my thoughts. Why is it that Meghan, doesn't want to reconcile with her father? Why is the father not in the picture? Because we have going on tours and everything, she wants to connect with Nigeria heritage. I forgot. Yet, she doesn't even think that it would be wise to reconcile with her father. I said it before, like, regardless of how you want to look at it, there is no perfect family. No perfect family. And your family is not something, is not one you choose. So we had saying one thing and something else is happening. Like, wow. Wow. She struggled, but it turns out to be that she was proven. Really? Who exactly is a person that wants to sell a pity story? Wow, this is quite interesting. Honestly, nothing is surprising at all. Let me know what you think. And it's the fact that the father is reaching out via mail. Via mail. So imagine a father that wants to communicate with his daughter or see his grandchildren has to do it publicly via mail. Wow. I don't know what to say. Let's go on.
Most definitely. Now, the Sussexes are all about PR, aren't they? And this is not good for their brand. Thomas Markle, poor old Thomas Markle, as he approaches his 80th birthday, is a serious thorn in the side and, frankly, an ongoing embarrassment to the couple.
Yes, and I think that one of the things that's immensely sad is that, Meghan Markle wasn't happy to be number 2 to Princess Catherine, and now she ends up being really nothing because dog biscuits and jam really don't
Like,
rank when it comes to being in relation to the royal family. So instead of being number 2, to go from number 2 to nothing, and also of the greatest sadness is that I think that, and I've said this before, but most importantly, that Prince Harry squandered the love and actually the empathy of a nation. And at this time, yes, her father is experiencing the same thing as the king. And last but not least, I do think that a tiger doesn't change its stripes.
true.
What we have to look at here is track record. Somebody who's dumped her friends, dumped her own family, dumped her country originally when she came over to the UK, and even her adopted dog. There is a track record there, and Thomas Markle has sadly said it's referred to now as being markled when you're dumped.
Wow.
However, there's two sides to every story, especially in families, aren't there, Hilary? And are there not allegations that Thomas Markle might have leaked some of Meghan Markle's private correspondence? And of course, there was that embarrassing scene in an internet cafe in Mexico where it looked like he was posing for photographs prior to their wedding, heaping embarrassment on the couple.
Yes, and actually he was purportedly paid for those paparazzi photographs that you're referring to prior to their wedding. I do think from things that I've heard from other people, though, he was duped. And certainly her sister Samantha says that he was duped into doing that.
Wow.
And also at the time, he didn't realize how hurtful it would be. But again, Mark, what about hypocrisy? If it's so bad to throw your family under the royal bus, then why do it yourselves? That's what Harry's been doing, and that's what Meghan Markle.
Exactly my thought. Oh my goodness, exactly what I was about to say. So she cannot forgive her father for doing this, but her husband is doing the exact same thing to his own family. The hypocrisy, like, this is hypocrite with the capital letter H in front. The exact same thing that came to mind. So now she doesn't want to forgive her father, and her husband, Harry, wants to be like, I've said it before, like the two of them, Harry and Meghan, they are the perfect duo. Like they fit, they're perfect puzzle. You can't separate one from the other. Yo, thank you. I'm sorry I did cut it short, but I just wanted to highlight that because that was exactly what came to mind. Let's go on.
And that's what Meghan Markle have been doing. So I didn't think they thought that was so bad, actually.
Indeed. Of course, Donald Trump has had a challenging couple of months, but a good week, hasn't he, Hilary Fordwich? First of all, he's received a single donation of $50 million, which is quite remarkable.
Wow.
The money is pouring into the coffers. You've got leading political and business figures who are getting behind his campaign. And of course, he faces Joe Biden this week in a major TV leaders debate. Do you think things are on the up for Donald Trump?
Well, actually, yes, Mark. The reason that those donations have flooded in, a couple of things. Number one, after his subpoenas and after the verdict, they actually rocketed. I think it's because a lot of Americans were disgusted with the unfair judicial system, and the basically rigged judicial system here in the United States. That actually was a lot of donors, but also importantly, he has actually gone into places, Mark, that no Republican has been since Ronald Reagan. Donald Trump has now been into California. He went to a bodega in the Bronx in New York City. He's been into neighborhoods that are predominantly ethnic and black neighborhoods, poor neighborhoods that have been taken for granted for years by the Democrats. And what he's doing is something, like I said, no one's done it since Reagan. And it's that community. Most of these donations, over 75% of the donations, Mark, are under $50. And then new donations, that is huge. A vast swath of America that hasn't voted for a Republican is now going to vote for a Republican.
Hilary, always a thrill to have you on the show. We'll catch up soon. My thanks there to US political and royal commentator Hilary Fordwich.
Yeah, regardless, amidst everything that are throwing at Trump at this point, he's becoming so relatable to so many people, and people are finding so many connections to him in different ways, different manners. And the fact that he's been able to reach out or go to other places that, like the very ordinary places that people normally would not go, he visits. And that way, people are finding every bit of connection to him. Is it their connection with him? Is it the people's fault? No. The Democrats did not expect this. They keep throwing things at him and thinking that people will sort of not connect with him or support him. But no, the Democrats made Donald Trump so relatable to the common and average human being. So I mean, the essence of politics, I thought the essence of politics is about relatability, but now this is what it is. They prove that they can. I mean, in politics, somebody can be so relatable to the common human being or the ordinary human being, and this is what we see. But let's go back to Harry and Meghan. Meghan treating her father this way, and Harry treating his family the exact same, that she doesn't want to reconcile with her father. So now Harry doing the exact same to his own family, sharing private conversations about his families and stuff for cheap. So if his family doesn't want to reconcile with him, there is a reason, right? And she is angry at her dad for doing the exact same thing that her husband did. But they are the ones smiling. And they are the ones trying to play that victim card. So like, make it make sense. You see how the apple did not fall far from the tree? So I'm trying to imagine the things that she must have said about her father to her husband. Because I mean, people say yes, there are always two sides of the story. Yes, there are always two sides of the story. So what will stop her from meeting with her dad, hearing his own side of it? So I mean, this is not even surprising, because seeing this, wow. So she is angry. Then they expect the royal family not to be angry, to be smiling. Karma is not asleep. But again, regardless of how it is, I still believe and I still think that she should reconcile with her father regardless. Because imagine, she would think that time is still on the corner, but there is none. Because I want to believe that there are people who's lost one or two of their families, and they wish they could take all of the words they said to them when they were alive and reconcile with them and stuff like that. We understand that people will be so hurt by the words that were told to them by their family and stuff and that. But let me just say something. The way you treat your family speaks so much about you. Regardless, your family would not be 100% perfect, would not be 100% nice. But at the same time, you did not choose your family. They so happen to be your family. And the best is to reconcile, but not to sell your family for cheap. Because I mean, this one here, I'm trying to see things from two sides, but this one here, the apple did not fall far from the tree. It did not fall. And for Harry and Meghan, the two of them, I don't think at this point you can separate one. The two of them, they are very attached to each other by the hip. Let me know what you think about this. I'm sure tons of people have interesting things to share. I would really love you to share that and share other useful information you think might be really helpful. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and all of that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.